Hey folks, thanks for joining me and welcome to, I guess it's episode 12 of Let's Play Minecraft Resonant Rise. I have, as you can see, started moving things into my base. Last episode, we kind of put things together, I showed you what I'd built, and we put together this groovy power system, which is really performing above spec. I'm really happy with it. It's filling up a redstone energy cell for the build craft, and it's waiting over here patiently to start powering a bunch of universal electricity machines. I've moved my smeltery in here, and I'll have the stuff kind of go over there. I may end up moving this. I haven't quite thought about it all. But I don't intend, this intends to be a workshop, and I intend to do rooms this way and this way to hold other things and to do processing pipelines. So don't sweat it. Before I go into doing some stuff, and I think we're going to start by making some Applied Energistics recipes, I just wanted to show you something. So we have extra utilities, a forge mod, super cool, and Poppycox came by to give me a gift because he found a really rare item, a division signal. So he made one of these for me, these fancy magical builder's wands. See that weird outline? Bear with it, bear with it. Oh, it looks weird, right? So this is a helpful tool for builders that will grow a existing structure if you're holding the blocks. So for example, isn't that cool? And you can actually build, I could go like this, right? I won't, but for example, I could grow like that, right? And or you could just like this. There you go. You can see. And it only does up to 9 blocks at a time, and it kind of grows in the shape that you want. Most of the time it does the right thing. And pop those two guys down. But you can see. So without further ado, I wanted to get started with a little bit of Applied Energistics. And you can see I've been prepping some of the stuff because it's not very fun to watch things cook. And we're going to go out here. And then if we have a little bit of time when we get the AE network online, I will probably... You know, I keep having witches spawning, and I could light everything up perfectly, but I think until I can get factorization set up, it just kind of looks terrible. So what I was thinking of doing was taking care of the witch problem a different way, specifically running some power lines up there to the upper area, and just set up some sentry guns. And if any witches get anywhere near us, the sentry guns will turn on and shoot them, and they'll be like, I'll throw my potion at you, and they'll be like, haha, I'm a machine, I don't care about poison. So that'll be great. Anyways, you can see I've cleared out all the machines from here. It's mostly empty. You know, just some dead switches. Always a little forlorn. I still left the universal electricity stuff in here. And as you can see, I did it again. This thing acts as a wrench even when it's not supposed to. Let's fix what we did. There we go. As you can see, this stuff is draining pretty fast into the various machines, right, to get things done. So, draining really fast. Who is the bad actor here? I don't know. The ME chest? Oh well, easiest way to do is just to break it and then reform it. Sometimes universal electricity networks in this particular drop, this is a beta pre-release, they get a little wonky and they start complaining. You can see it's fine now. Anyway, so I don't have a lot of infrastructure here or a lot of fuel, but what I've been doing is just pulling out my power armor chest plate, dropping it in, and as you can see, it doesn't even take up my entire power, right? And so now as I run around, if I just, run out here and kind of sail away, right? Already I've got a bunch of power back, so I can easily get a whole bunch of power. So I am a human battery. It's kind of like the clockwork engines from forestry. It's kind of the similar concept, right? You just kind of turn your own personal motion and personal time into battery time. Since I'm sort of not digging right now, I'm not really using the power, so I'm happy to just bring the power over and generate it by hand, by whole body actually. Okay, Applied Energistics. So one of the things we need to do with AE is get to work on a couple of basic things to start together a network, because I actually have so much stuff, right? I don't even know how I'm gonna move it. Like, how would you even move it? Obviously I could by hand, and I could get a bunch of backpacks, and it's kind of crazy. I don't want to. That sounds boring, and I need to do AE anyways, so I figured we'd start doing it. So to start, the first thing I wanted to show you was what the things look like for the new recipes, because they're very different. We'll start with a controller, right? So if you look at the let's see, where are we? The ME controller, it's the most featureless box. Already you can see it looks way different than if you've looked at the 151 or 147 recipes, right? We need these Fluix crystals. What are those, right? And then we also need an advanced ME processor, which is an advanced assembly. So I'm gonna, so the first thing we got to do is start putting these together. So I believe my quartz cutter is somewhere around here. There we are. And we're going to grab all of our quartz. Now, I'm pretty sure that I have enough stuff to do this. I kind of sat down and costed everything out. Let's see if we can clear up our inventory just a wee bit. We'll take this. Well, see, I was moving stuff over. This should be fine. Let's just toss that stuff in there for now. Yeah, right. There's a zombie nearby, isn't there? I wonder where he is. Is he? Whoa! How'd you get in here? Oh, I know. There's an open door over there. Yeah. Congratulations, you made it in. Now die. Okay. So, first thing we're going to need to do is make get some redstone on hand. Nice big stack of it, right? We're going to need to make some fluix crystals. So, if we look at the controller, we're going to need 4 of these guys. As you can see, we can make a lot more, but we're only going to get 4. Right? Okay, and then we also need an advanced ME processor. For this, we need an advanced ME assembly. So let's grab the diamonds. And while we're at it, we just need 1 for this part. While we're at it, let's grab some gold, because we'll need that too. And the first thing we're going to do is make this. Should have enough to do this. We need just 1 of these. Now, similarly, we're going to need a bunch of gold on silicon. And we could make this cheaper with Buildcraft lasers, but let's not. So we need 15 of these guys. I've kind of done my budgeting, right? So we got that. Let's pull this out, pull this out, pull this out. Now these are just the assemblies, just like before. We need to, well, sort of a little different from before. We need to cook them first, right? So we actually got to toss these guys in here, right? Nice thing about having the smeltery is that we have all 3 things. So we can have them all going at once. As you can see, it'll get warmed up. This thing, you can't see it, but it actually has a temperature curve internally. It's kind of funny. How are we doing on power? Is it going away? Nope, it's doing good. Fantastic. Right, so we'll grab one of these as soon as it pops out. All right. We have a processor assembly, or advanced processor. So we can now, should be able to just, if I grab a stack full of iron, just have kind of a fistful of it, we should be able to make a controller. So the ME controller is sort of the heart and soul of the network. It's what any AE network actually needs. If you don't have one, you can use chests. You can see here I'm using an ME chest all by itself. But an ME chest is actually kind of a fool's deal. People think that they're saving by just using chests. They're not. They're more expensive than the drive bays, just using raw cells. And they also make it more likely that your stuff's going to be blown up. It's pretty easy to protect a few drive bays. It's really difficult to protect just, chests scattered all over your network. So try to resist the urge to, have everything put together elsewhere, because it really is just not what you want to do. So, you really want to kind of have everything in one place so you can protect it. Because one explosion, one creeper, one errant spell, one misclick, and you can really screw things up. You don't want that to do that. So typically the next thing we need with a controller is we need an ME drive, right? An ME drive is a port for all of our cells. Now for this, we're going to need 2 bays, and we're going to need some wood. So as I recall, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Oh, you know what? I moved some stuff, and probably what happened is there's now light. There's no light over here, so probably they're wandering in right here. Yeah, let's just... Also, I think they can make it over that. Right? They can? Yeah. And they can just pop up right there. Get away from us, zombie. You're not useful. You're not. No one likes you. No one's ever appreciated you. No one ever wants to see you. And you're also dumb, so that pretty much right there is an impossible boundary for you. Let's just... Experience, delicious. Pretty soon I'm going to be making an experience farm. I'm excited about it because it's going to be very different from the traditional experience farm. Should be fun. All right. Where were we? ME drive. So we need some wood. Here we go. Let's just grab a whole stack, and let's toss this away. So the plan is to build everything that we need, and then actually in here, using this battery and using my suit's charge, actually import it all into cells, and then move just the cells. And it should just come online over there. So it'll be fantastic. It'll be amazing. We'll all be very pleased with the result. We might as well be carrying some glass from here on out. Oh, and let me go grab a backpack. All right. Let's just see if the crud pack here has anything in it that we care about. Not really. So let's just call this AE holding, and let's toss in our finished components in here. We can get rid of the other stuff later. Okay, and do we have everything out of this? No, I don't want you to rotate. Oh, I guess it's fine. Okay, so we have those. We have the wood. Oh no, we didn't grab the wood yet. Did we? Did it go somewhere? Am I just blind? That's in there. Not in there. Where'd the wood go? I'm sure people are yelling at me because they noticed me doing that. I go, Dave! Dave! Okay, let's just get rid of this, get rid of this. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just go grab this wood because I know where it is. Yeah, I don't know where I put that wood. I'm a little... Okay, well, yeah, I guess. So we need a chest. No problem. Da-da-da-da. And then we should have everything else we need, right? We need one of these controllers. And let's make sure that we got this here, and we'll chuck it in the pack. So the drive bay is where we're going to put all of our cells. Next up, we're going to be building, I guess, what do we need? Well, we're definitely going to need the I/O port because we're going to be moving things in and out. So let's look at what it takes to build an MEIO port. Port should be enough. Here we are. So this block is a cool block that basically lets you move things to and fro on your network. We're going to need 2 more drives. Well, okay. We'll just need to build 2 more chests, and we should have everything on hand to just do that, right? 2 more chests. Wait, we can just do 1, 2. And now, if we go to the I/O port, we'll need a ME cable. For this, we'll need Fluix dust. This is another one of those new components, which is made with redstone, nether quartz, and Certus quartz. So it's expensive stuff. Let's go ahead and make some. As you can see, I'm just burning through equipment here. So let's make let's just make a little bit. We don't need a ton, but we will need some. All right, so let's go 2, 6, 9, 10. Right, that should be enough for now. If we need to, we can go crush some more nether dust. But already we're hitting our supplies. Okay, so we have the Fluix dust, and we'd like to build the I/O port. So this will let us import and export things. We definitely need it. Am I missing something for it? I have 2 ME drives. I have glass. Oh, I need cable now. Okay, so the cable, I made the dust, but not the cable. Okay, so we just need a little bit of this stuff. So we go like this. Am I out of, well, no. We'll just have a little bit of cable on hand for now. Okay, how about now? There we go. All right, let's get that in there. Okay, let's put these away down on the side. I got more leather than I thought. An aluminum nugget. What a waste. Okay, right. So next up, we probably want to clean up our inventory a little bit more. And we'll definitely want to... Oh, they're making fun of me. I actually hate, they're talking about the fact that I just freaking hate, I hate when Direwolf puts all his machines along the walls. I don't mind chests, but and if there's little alcoves like this, then it's fine. But generally, I hate it. And you'll notice I didn't do it in my other base because it's like really bothers me. It's like this weird kind of like retro fetishism he has, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't actually make sense, right? Organizationally, the whole thing is just messed up. Direwolf, stop. You need to think about how things look. I know that you don't like doing that, but all right. So let's take a look at actually making some cells next, right? Because we're going to need some storage, right? We already got 2 4K cells, and I was looking at going to build 3 more of them. For that to work, we're going to need, oh boy, a whole bunch of these guys, right? So we're going to need, I guess we're going to need at least we need 3 of these per cell, so we just need 12 of these. So we'll need to make storage cells. So we'll start out simplest way, right? And I may need to cook up more assemblies. So I'm lacking redstone. May have not cooked up enough. Let's get some more redstone on hand. This is still 4, 5, 6. What are we lacking? More redstone still? No. We're lacking assemblies. Fantastic. Right. Why don't we get those cooking up? Let's finish this up. So this part of the world is no longer chunk loaded, but my home base is. Right. Wake up, server. Thank you. I got to tune that. I actually finished a new version, and then I had to roll back the server, and the result was that I didn't keep the new version that I gave you guys. So a little bit of the cobbler's children have no shoes, because I think other people who copied my door actually are using a better version. All right, so we're gonna let this cook up for a sec. I'll count exactly how much more I need, and then we will. I think we're gonna need at least a few more, and then I will be back. Okay, so let's just make a little bit more cable. Let's go like this. I think it goes like this, and then like that, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's just make a few more pieces for now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're almost done. Oh, well, I can't wait to get this installed. It's going to be amazing. So I think all I have to do is reach into my pack of tricks here and grab out that interface. And now I should have everything I need. Please say I have everything I need. Yes. Okay. We have the access point. We have the import bus. Let's toss that in the bag of tricks. One more thing. One more thing. What we really want to do is make sure that it's so easy to make an AE system, in my experience, and just toss things in. You're like, woohoo, this is great. And then you realize that you haven't pre-formatted the cells and things are totally out of control and you're running out of space, and you shouldn't be running out of space. But you are, because you're mixing things, right? Or you're running out of space for things that aren't important. It's no problem if random junk can't fit in your system. It is a problem if metals and other precious resources, like in our case, the Ars Magical Runes and Thaumcraft shards, can't fit in the system. We want those things, and we'd rather break on tossing in a sapling, probably, than tossing in something else. So let's make a pre-formatter. That's our last step here. Pre-formatter. What do we need for this? We need a crafting table, even yet more iron. You know, you don't think about it, but this is pretty iron hungry. And we have a conversion matrix. We have a few more of those conversion matrices lying around, I think. Yeah, we have one more. And we can make a crafting table really quick. Just toss this in here. Okay, and now we are... Ta-da! All right. All right. I think that's everything. Now, there is one more thing. There is one more thing. Oh, by the way, you can see I've been cooking up some more glass because we were using so much of it. Now, here's the thing. This copper cable is actually not the best cable to be using. So we'd like to use a slightly better set of cables before things get too far out of control. So I was going to grab some silver here and use silver cable. Now I'll show you the difference. Copper cable, let's see if we have it in here. And we'll toss the rest of our ME cable. We should probably just make the rest of it, huh? Yeah, we'll do that in a sec. But the copper cable here has max amps 200 and a 12.5 milliohm resistance, which is not bad, but fairly high. So if I were to go ahead, though, and make, I think silver cable is what we want. So let's see here. Let's just make one line of it just to see what that's like. Right? So this makes 6 silver cable. You can see that it has has higher max amped and better resistance, so much lower resistance. In fact, a third the resistance. So this wire can go 3 times as far without significant power loss. So we're going to really quickly just drag the rest of it through here. Let's do like this. Okay, we have 4 left over. and we'll grab 12 of those. Hopefully that'll be enough, because I'm kind of tired of finding insulation, and I can solve that problem, but just not right now. Right. So, let's start by fixing a few problems before we leave, and then we'll start to plonk down the thing. So I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull this out, but first I'm going to make sure there's no metal in here we want. Ah, well, there's redstone, huh? Let's toss this in here, and the redstone. We'll fix this in a sec. Don't stress. Okay. And we're also going to grab this preformatter. And for the moment, we're going to put the preformatter down. Let's put it down right there, right? So what we'd like to do is toss in this 4K storage cell. Ooh, matching mode precision, fuzzy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I bet you that means that NBT data can be ignored or kept. That's basically, like, for me, that's like the most precious thing. Okay, and so we'll call this, before we do that, we'll add glowstone in here. These are like the things we really don't want to live without in any situation. We'll call this core resources, and we'll format it. Okay. Oh, it took away all our useful thing. Oh well, that was only a kind of a temporary thing. You know what we should add? Upon second thought, we should add nether quartz dust, just because for consistency, like, oh, and diamond dust too. Like, why not add nether quartz dust if we have the Certus quartz dust? I mean, you could make an argument, but I don't think it's a very good one. And we'll also keep fluix dust on hand. And done. And done. There we go. Format. Now 4K, that's a lot of resources. You'll be shocked at how many resources that is. Okay, so we're gonna pluck this guy out, swap him for this one, toss it in. All right, now time to get some serious storage on. Right, right. Look at this. Look at this. We're just for compacting the whole dang thing. Now the biggest challenge for me is going to be fitting all this stuff into my inventory, shuttling it over here. But once we have it in here, it's gonna be perfect, right? And we'll port over this ME chest as we go, right? As sort of a bridge, right? So that when we get to the other side, we can. I don't know if that'll fit. I don't think I freeformatted it with osmium dust, so let's take that out. It's sort of a derived thing. Oh, I can't tell you how good this feels. We're going to get all of this compacted down to a tiny little space. It's so much better than where we were just 5 minutes ago. It's really the nice thing about getting your storage under control with AE is that it's not easy. You saw, this is just starting out, right? This is the basics. So I would not call these builds easy. They're very time consuming. They're pretty expensive. And they're just a lot of work overall. And you'll see that, like, as time goes on, we continue to have to maintain it. I'm going to keep this fluix dust out. And in fact, I'm going to grab the nether quartz dust and about half of the Certus quartz just to keep it on hand, because we'll want to make a bunch of ME cable in a minute. Now that we're done with this, in fact, we'll just do that real fast. We'll make the rest of this mixture fluix dust. Okay, we got 14 of those. Strike those across there. Oh, wow. Did I grab the rest in here? No, not here. Man, there's just unending lightning. Okay, there we go. And then draw that across there. Remainder fluix cable, please, or ME cable, please. Delightful. Let's toss this in here. So now we have 23 cable, 12 silver. Really, that's quite a lot. We're doing good. We're doing great, I'd say. I would go so far as to say we're doing great. All right, so let's toss this in, toss the rest of that. This fits. Look at this. All that work, this whole chest, right, just reduced right down. You know, I didn't add in the uranium. That's actually for the best. You know what? That's for the best. I'm happy with that outcome. I'm not sad. And I shouldn't be sad. Why would I be? Right? Okay, that's one chest. Oh boy, we actually forgot a metal. That's okay though. We can work it out. We have some of this leftover copper. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I don't even know what I just did. I got an osmium ingot in there somehow. How'd that even work? Okay, well, I mean, I guess so. So we'll just go like this. There we go. Convert that all over. There we go. We have the right copper now. But as for the bronze, yeah, that is important enough stuff that we're going to plop out this thing and quickly reformat it. Now, this is a good point of note, is that you can reformat things in a disk, right? And it won't break anything. Right, we got that. And yeah. So you see, we haven't even begun to use this thing. We're going to have so much storage. We're going to have storage coming out of our storage, right? It's going to be outrageous. It's going to be the storage of the year. People are going to be writing awards, like award speeches, just to think about how they're going to accept all the storage. There is one thing that's omitted from this that might be good to have, but actually probably we're blessed that we don't have it. I know I use a type for it, but it bugs me. So let's just convert this to the normal lead. Yes, give me my lead. We're almost done. We'll have to break that up. Get all these things in here. Now, this is like a pain in the butt, and I guess it's not very fun to watch. I won't make you endure much more of it. But think about moving this without. Oh, is this a new type of silver? Previously undiscovered? It is. Okay, well, we can fix that. Think about doing this, though, without having, like, this whole system in place, right? It would be terrible. It would be the worst feeling in the world. And it would take me forever, and then I would be distracted from building other things. And Applied Energistics is actually a pretty important part of a lot of other automation systems, right? So you don't want to, doing it enables you to do a lot of other stuff. So it's kind of like really a big payoff. Applied Energistics is the most expensive way to do any task, any sort of automation task, but it also tends to be one of the simplest. So it's a little bit of a trade-off on how you want to play the game, right? You can play, and frequently you can do things in a much more complicated but more effective way. So, for example, you don't want to, as an example, sometimes it can be very difficult to make systems that are like balanced systems for production, and it really is simple to do with Applied Energistics. It never overflows, it never breaks. It just at some point it'll just break down. But in general, unless you have like a quarry spitting things out, it never overflows, right? So that it's pretty good that way. But and it lets you shuttle things around quickly, rapidly. You don't have to worry about any sort of transit things. It's great, but it also requires tons of pretty high amounts of energy per operation. And you kind of don't want to mess around with it too much because it can get way out of control sometimes. You can end up with really, really high costs for doing everything, and you don't really know why. And you're like, well, what happened? Okay, I'm just scanning through all my stuff to see if there's anything I need to care about in here. You notice that we're not going to keep the nuggets. I wonder if that's a good call or not. Because these nuggets, there's just so many of them, right? And they're all so good, and they're all metals. But we kind of just want to make sure that we don't have a ton of nuggets because they're just taking up space, right? They're kind of junk almost. They can be useful, but they're also just kind of junk. I have made the executive decision to ignore the nuggets. Executive decision, nuggets ignored. Right. Well, so we have the core metals here, right? We have some other stuff. So what we could sort of just do now is just start lobbing stuff in, right? I don't know. I have to think for a couple minutes about more pre-formatting, because obviously we'd like to probably do a little bit more pre-formatting, but I have to think pretty hard. Who's there? Who's there? Yeah, someone's here. I wonder if they accidentally showed up. Get away from me, spider. Jeez. Oh, you can see I was rating things for wool, for insulation. It's pretty bad. We're going to have to solve that problem really soon. It's just killing me. Okay, you know what? I think we're good with what we got for now. Let's run over to, and we'll install the new AE system at the base, because I know you're probably really bored of watching me stand at a crafting table. Honestly, I don't even know what you're watching at this point, because I wouldn't be watching. If I were you, I wouldn't watch. I would just turn off, I would close this window. Okay, we're over here. I ran a power line. Let me show you. I replaced a bunch of the wires, and now you can see that we have a nice setup right here. So let me show you how we're going to proceed. Right. So pull all my stuff out of my backpack. As you can see, I got most of it in hand. We'll get to the discs in a second. Step one, we want to put down the controller. Now, the controller is the only block that needs to accept power. And as you can see, it's cheerfully taking a 240-volt power supply from Universal Electricity. It supports it natively, and we shouldn't be seeing really undue... See, we're not really seeing undue draw, right? We're going to see a little bit of draw from this network, but it's not going to be so much that's going to be problematic. Okay, so let's start by putting down our drive bay. And as you can see, this drive bay is waiting for drives, but we're going to hold off a sec on that. So next up, what we'd like to do is sort of, how do we want to do this? We can build a little parallel channel down here, right, like so. And we're going to pull out our ME cable, which we may need to make more of. I don't know. If so, we'll fix it via temporary measures, right? And we're just going to drop this. Well, let me show you where we're going to run it first. First, we're going to put a chest right here, the output from a couple places. And as you can see, I actually left. Let's just dig this out right here. I think we're also going to put the access terminal there. Right. So this is perfect then. We'll run like this. This is the minimum amount of cable that we'll need. Put one there. Put one there. Here. As you can see, we can just kind of draw it along. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't want to go too far just yet. Because we do want to keep it low so that we don't disrupt the floor. We do want to have it direwolf pretty, right? Bare minimum, direwolf pretty. Okay. And I think that's why we're going to put the access terminal here, was because it'll let us kind of cover up this action too. In fact, we may even bring it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like actually have it stick up out of the ground on a weird little spike. Maybe not. Let's put it here for now. I don't like that. No, I don't. You shouldn't either. It's terrible. Terrible. What was I thinking, guys? Guys, I'm sorry. I've let you down. I've let America down. But at least we can fix it. It's easy to fix. Okay, we'll put that right there. We'll put that there for now. Now, this looks a little odd, I think. I agree. Can we rotate it? Can we rotate it in place? I think we can. Well, I guess we can't. That's okay, though, because we're just going to put it facing this way, facing over towards the workspace, right? And eventually we'll have a wireless access terminal, so the position of it doesn't matter too much because I am a big fan of the wireless access. And if you haven't seen that, whoo boy, immediately, don't wait for me to show it to you. Immediately go find out someone who's got it, because it's cool. You know what, just at the end of the day, I'm sitting here futzing on a YouTube video about specific positionings. Okay, so that's up online. We should have nothing in the system. It's unfortunate. We're paupers, we're poor. But if I were to run over here, right, pull, let's see, which cell? 4K storage, core resources. Let's just toss that in there. Drive A, bring it online. Yeah, look at that little orange dot. You can see we barely used our types or our capacity yet. So good. And all our resources are here. Hooray. And we'll be able to extend the network out around here, around the back, and we'll be getting rid of those machines soon enough. I'm kind of happy with this setup. And what we're going to use is probably use microblocks to cover this up, because we can, and because we will. All right. So let's start by covering this up. And then for now, let's put our import bus right here, right? And then we use a wrench to kind of wrench it around so it's facing straight up, right? And now all we have to do is, well, all we have to do is make a chest, which we can do right in place because we have this. Thank you. Thank you, modular power suits, for making that easy. And then we just go, boop, right? And yeah, so now anything that we put in there will be immediately sucked up. Now, the problem with this basic thing, and while we may eventually want to replace it, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Um, I can toss this in. I meant to do it. Is that it goes slow. See, it's really not fast, and that's fine for these purposes here, right? So maybe it's okay because this is really like kind of like a by hand workstation, right? It's sort of where we go, we do a little bit of work here and there, and then we let it all go. But what we'd really like to do is have better hardware for more improved, like for more robust situations. Like if we were coming off a quarry, this was that speed would not do, right? If we were coming off of any sort of automatic mining, that just would not do. So I think what we're going to do is we'll have a pretty, can we go like, well, I don't think I have enough quartz on me to do it. But I think you'll use microblocks and chiseled quartz to make that look cool, right? Because it's kind of an important block for now. It's how we get at everything. And, right. So, and what I can do is pull off some of these other nearly full storage cells, these 1K storage cells. Just toss them in. We can put these down at the bottom because they're obviously junk cells. Now again, we're paying the reason that we're not using chests like you saw Direwolf use in his series is because we're paying a much lower price for this system. And we do want to be a little bit careful about energy consumption. We have a pretty good system right now. I did the math, and with a normal conversion ratio, it should be around 50 EU a tick is what this is basically, if you want to put that in the context. Or I guess in context, you would say that's maybe 25 mine joules a tick. Maybe a little bit, wait, no. It's a little bit higher than that. No, it's a little bit higher than that. Yeah, it's like 30 mine joules a tick, something like that. So as you can see, we're constantly using our power supply here. It's not going to stop at any point in time. We can get rid of this. Right, and you can see we're constantly tapping the hydrogen to burn it. And that is interesting note. Now, our system is in balance. In fact, we could probably extend it. The aqueous accumulator is keeping up admirably, right? It's exactly what we want. But this system is now actually, before you saw, it wouldn't even feel it. Now, it's starting to feel it, right? We're starting to actually see the action. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? Oh, that's what's happening. It's trying to jump up over that wire. Okay. So, and also, I need to work a little bit here because these things, unwisely, they cause lighting updates all the time. Every time they turn on and off, they do a lighting update. So what we got to do is put down just a ton of lighting. I think I'm going to make some more glowstone bricks so I can lay down just a ton of lighting under them so that they don't actually cause the lighting update. There's no possible way they could do any lighting because I really don't want to sit here and be suffering. But yeah, so with that high voltage wire, we aren't losing a lot of power to resistance. And I think this is actually not a bad place to wrap up the episode. So we did a bunch of time at the crafting table, sorting out Applied Energistics, but this is that's the sort of work you'll have to go to in the 1.5 series for the bare minimum AE system that's not just a bunch of chests. And like I said, I recommend that you not do just a bunch of chests because if you do, then you'll end up kind of suffering. You'll end up paying a big power cost, and for an early system, exactly what you don't want is a power cost. The only reason I made those ME chests was because they were convenient for quickly moving things from server to server, copying our player data file. With that, I'm going to wrap up this episode. I will probably, between episodes, do a little bit more work. Just moving all my stuff. You don't need to see any more of that. And next time, we'll try to make this a little bit prettier. And then we're going to start working on automatic mining. Now, what that actually means is we're going to work on automatic farming. What I need is a ton of power. And eventually I'm going to build a nuclear reactor for it, and a universal electricity nuclear reactor, which is really a sight to behold. But I can't do that just yet. So instead what I'm going to do is really make an awesome farm that'll get us tons and tons of resources and give us tons and tons of power in the form of mine joules. The reason I want to do that, and I'll spoil the episode just a little bit, is I want to work on a different type of mining. If you look at this, a little preview, you see I typed in laser, and as you notice up here that you'll see the mining laser from IC2, used to that. The laser designator from ICBM, you're used to that. The Buildcraft laser, but what are these two blocks? Laser drill precharger? Laser drill? Power Crystals has an amazing new mining mechanic, and if you haven't seen this specific mechanic, you probably have never seen anything like it. I know a couple people have been demoing it on YouTube, and I can't wait to show it myself, but before we can do that, we just need a ton of power, and the only way we're going to get that power is probably by making some serious mine joule output. So either we're going to build a steam boiler, or we're going to build a biofuel farm, and we can actually do that in one episode. So thank you very much for watching. Uh, I'm almost done moving my base, and so this boring part of it will be done. I thank you for tolerating my tremendously boring series. And if you do like my boring series, please feel free to subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. If you look, I try to talk with everybody. Even if this is an old episode, leave a comment. I try to make sure to go back through my old episodes. And remember, if you want Yoyas, who's Dr. Orr from the forums, to start streaming and show you his insanely power gamey builds, then you need to comment here. You need to say, hey, I want him to do this, because if you don't, then you won't ever get to see the most amazing Minecraft hoarder. He needs an intervention, guys. You need to. I guess we're not wrapping up the episode because I'm going to show you on the next episode of Hoarders. I wonder if I can get the Hoarders theme music and overlay it. Where is he? Oh yeah, what like? Oh yeah, huh? The the platinum. Yeah, that's probably it. On the next episode of a very special episode of Minecraft Hoarders. Can this man be saved from himself? So here's this top level, and he doesn't even have a way in. So we're just going to blink in. Oh boy, this is not where I want to be. Look at this. Look at this. This is where he lives. He lives. Check out this redneck contraption. I'll talk about these. In fact, we'll build one because we can actually build something better than this. Check this out. We'll be building something like this. But we probably will be doing it without being on the next episode of Minecraft. Look at this. He's like a mad genius that lives in like a filthy... Hi, Dr. Orr. Just showing off how you live like a hoarder. A super mage technocrat. Super mage technocrat hoarder. As you can see, he's already got his bees going. Who even knows what this guy's doing? I'm sure he has like epic bees. He's got probably amazing things going on. All right. Well, like, subscribe, keep watching if you like it. Please talk to me. Don't ask me how the permissions for the pack are going. I'm trying to talk to Slowpoke. Hopefully he'll take me seriously. You could maybe, if you see him on TeamSpeak, say, hey, Slowpoke, I want to see Resonant Rise as a real pack. Please talk to Kieran Dave.